I came from a very musical family.
Felix, consigue un trabajo. Conseguir un trabajo diario.
Get a day job, get a day job, get a day job. I said, Mom, I'll get a job. First job that we had was going up to Canada from New York. I went with a bunch of guys in one car, and then there was the leader and his wife and a couple of guys in her car, and the band truck. So we're driving up the small road highway. At the time in New York State, there was no freeway, and we're driving up a country road, and all of a sudden our band truck pulled up beside of us, and they told us to open up our window, and the guy opened the window, and the guy passed up into one of the guys in the front seat, and the guy said, "Oh man, it's marijuana, man." I never even heard of the word. And all of a sudden the guy started pulling out tobacco paper they had in their coats and pockets. Then I realized that all the guys, most guys were on some sort of either pills or marijuana or heroin, which was tragic, by the way. So we got up to Canada. We saw our band truck was in front of the Fort Hotel in Toronto, and there were two guys there. Had them against the truck. They came in our car. So you with the band? And we just came in. Yeah. So get out of the cars. We got out of the car, and they searched us for drugs. Luckily, we were all clean. And that night, all the guys went into the hotel. They put two of them down the John, and because when we came back from the job at night, the police had checked, looked at all our luggage. That was my first experience with drugs and police who hated anyone involved with drugs. We played all the large hockey arenas in that part of Canada, the eastern part of Canada, and with thousands and thousands of people in the arenas, and we'd be on stage, and even though we had sweaters on, we were freezing, that cold didn't bother him in the least. And so Bob Hope was in front, was doing his thing, and he said, "I want to make an announcement right now," and he had pulled out a telegram from his pocket and said, "I want to announce that our bass player's wife just had a baby." And he looked around, and our bass player, he was actually standing against his bass, asleep at the bass. And one of the guys woke him up and told him, he said, "Oh, great, fine." He got an applause. But because of that, is that we lost the greatest opportunity being the band that played with Bob Hope on his TV and shows and tours throughout the world, because of that incident and the fact that Ina was married to Randy Brooks, her husband, trumpet player, and he didn't get along very well with Bob Hope. For those two reasons, who got the job? Les Brown, the band of renown. And so, about 6 months later, I'm walking up Broadway in New York, and I hear someone call me, "Hey, Felix!" And it's the bass player, and he came running across the street, and he said, "Can you loan me 50 cents?" And I said, "Yeah." And so I gave him 50 cents. What he did, he collected 50 cents from all the guys he knew, went into Charlie's Tavern, the musicians hang out, and got money from them to get a fix. Well, it wasn't long, about 3 months later, we heard that he had died of an overdose. The first thing we thought about was his child and his new baby, and it was tragic. And there were many incidents like that the next few years when I traveled with big bands. "Hey, Felix, you got your draft notice. Ha, 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 ha."